Communion. This is my body, which is given for you. Luke chapter 22, verse 19. Holy Thursday. The Passover ritual was so sacred that from its very institution, God gave instructions. This day shall be for you a memorial day, and you shall keep it as a feast to the Lord. Throughout your generations, you shall observe it as an ordinance forever. Exodus chapter 12, verse 14. Failure to celebrate the Passover properly would result in being cut off from the congregation of Israel. Exodus chapter 12, verse 19. Furthermore, the Seder, the ceremonial Passover meal, had a script. God was the author of the script, and you never strayed from the script. God was the author, and only God could edit. As a rabbi, it is Jesus' role to lead his apostles in Passover's Seder meal. Thus, on the night of what we call Holy Thursday, Jesus celebrated the Last Supper, the Passover ritual meal, with them. As the leader, Jesus is supposed to represent the sacred Passover text recounting the story of the Exodus from Egypt. As he does this, Jesus fulfills the Passover celebration established in Exodus 12 when he institutes the Eucharist. Finishing the Seder script, he takes the piece of unleavened bread and says, "This is my body, which is given for you." Luke chapter 22, verse 19. This is my body, which I give for you. This kind of language easily calls to mind another type of celebration: marriage. Marriage involves a total self-gift and intimate union between a bridegroom and bride. As the bridegroom who has come for his bride, Jesus longs for the fullness of a marriage with humanity. And, as we remember, through the Eucharist, he offers us a gift of his entire self, body, blood, soul, and divinity. John Paul II once wrote that Christ is the bridegroom because he has given himself. His body has been given. His blood has been poured out. The sincere gift contained in the sacrifice of the cross gives definitive prominence to the spousal meaning of God's love. As the Redeemer of the world, Christ is the bridegroom of the Church. The Eucharist is the sacrament of our redemption. It is the sacrament of the bridegroom and of the bride. As the spotless Lamb of God, Jesus' sacrifice takes away the sins of the world. As the bridegroom, Jesus' self-gift redeems the relationship with his bride, once broken in the fall. The Eucharist truly is Jesus, his body, blood, soul, and divinity, which he gives freely for our sake. The Eucharist nourishes us in body and soul and draws us into deeper union with the bridegroom Messiah, Jesus. As members of his mystical body, the Church, we are invited to participate in this one flesh union with Jesus whenever we receive the Holy Communion. For your prayer, if possible, attend tonight's Holy Thursday Mass. If you need to, celebrate the sacrament of reconciliation before Mass. As you hear the priest echo Jesus' words, "This is my body, which is given for you," reflect on how Jesus is offering his very body, blood, soul, and divinity. As you receive the Eucharist, dwell on how Jesus is inviting you into intimate communion with him.